After our triumphant win though, we still need to play Manchester United on the final day of the league, which if we win, keeps us in second place this season. Despite resting some players like top scorer Sammy, we played amazing and Paqueta scored a fantastic opener. And the final goal of the game was scored from a West Ham corner. And that 2-0 win confirms our second place spot in the league. Looking towards the summer though, we have £51 million to spend right now. A lot of players wanted though, including Neymar by Saudi clubs again. Could we possibly sell him after just one season as a free transfer? I know one thing, I don't want to lose this man, the beast, Samu. Bounani had a great season out on loan and I've got a decision to make with him right now whether I keep him in the team for next year. His development over the last season has been fantastic really, he definitely needed that season on first team football. Development wise, I'm really impressed with Nicolas Hedo and how he has progressed in just one season. Felt like we needed a better midfielder so I went for Javi Guerra at Valencia, but his wages are ridiculous and that is not happening. So instead I went for the Benfica midfielder João Neves, who isn't as good but wage wise will be cheaper and has a great potential to get better. He was soon after granted a work permit and our first signing of the window is confirmed. I am looking to sell a couple of players too, with Jarrod Bowen maybe being one of them, with interest already in him, as well as Paqueta, who Saudi clubs have been after for over a year. Sure enough, an offer came in for Paqueta which I negotiated slightly and was accepted by Al Nassr. Another one out is Areola after season on the bench. Al Nassr also want Hedo, but they will have to pay out their arse to take him. Two offers in for Neymar, so let's accept one, reject the other, and offer him out for more to see if we can create a bidding war. And sure enough, there's a higher bid, so we will try that again and raise it to 46 million. Again, a higher bid. So let's accept that one, cancel the last offer, and offer him out for some more. There was a £50 million one, but I left the 46 just in case, which is the one that Neymar decided to take. Still, that's not bad though, £46 million in profit after a 13 goal and 5 assist season. And with the money we have now, let's try and buy one of the best defenders in the world, shall we? Just like that, smashing our record transfer on a world-class centre-back, Castello Lucaba is phenomenal and his mental attributes speak for themselves. First game of the season is the Community Shield against Chelsea of course, so let's try some of our new stars in the lineup, minus Vega who got injured. And welcome back on loan Bounani, who absolutely smashed in the opener with a purling shot. Lukaku did cause us a lot of trouble all game and he set up Sterling to equalise in the second half. But guess who's back to score the winner? The beast Samu. Our first league fixture was at home to Bournemouth and it was some performance by Samu in this 5-0 win as he bagged himself a hat-trick to really kick things off for him at the start of the season, and I'm already seeing progression in the player who was lethal last season, so who knows how many we'll get this year. And of course, that started bringing in offers for Samu, like this pathetic bid from Manchester City that I will be rejected. But we follow that up with a poor performance against newly promoted West Brom. Samu did get a 95th minute equaliser as well. Back to winning ways, being Everton 3-0. But Samu was on fire again. Yet another hat-trick for the young Spaniard, this time against Southampton, away from home in a 4-1 win, where João Neves also got his first goal for the club too. But make no mistake, Sammy was man of the match and took the match ball home. We do find ourselves out of the EFL Cup at the first stage though, because Rudy Baji smashed in a great winner. Brentford, who beat us in this fixture last season, took the lead early again. However, this season was different. Sammy scored an equaliser in the 96th minute. First game of the Champions League and we win away from home against Freiburg 2-1 with an early goal from Sammy and a second excellently taken by Mohamed Kudus. And we started really well in that competition, beating Benfica 4-2 as well. In the league, we got a good draw away from home against Brighton and even bigger a win away from home to Leeds. And then came October with the most up and down month that we'll probably actually do, starting with a 2-0 win against Wolves where we absolutely destroyed them. 24 shots we had to their 2, only one on target. We absolutely dominated the game, Mohamed Kudus and Thomas Souček with the goals. Then we travelled to France and got battered by Marseille, a team that we should definitely be beaten. And then to the league against the champions at Stamford Bridge, and this is where I'm starting to think that we're still not quite good enough. They beat us 2-1 for Fana, Fernandes and Thomas Souček got the goals, but we didn't really look like we were in it. We only got that one clear chance from Thomas Souček. Outside of that, we just weren't good enough. And then we go and batter Fulham. And it's kind of like we are really good against the mid-table teams or the bottom half of the teams like Fulham. I'm always confident we're going to win these games, but I'm never confident that we're going to beat a Chelsea or a Liverpool or a Man City. We've done it, don't get me wrong, but we don't go into these games now and I'm thinking, oh, we're going to snag 3 points here. And then every now and then we drop silly ones. I think we need to bolster up the midfield a little bit. I think I'm too open. As much as we're doing really well when we are the most dominant team, the games that we're losing, we're getting overrun in midfield big time. So I'm going to switch to the 3 across centre mid, keeping the rest of the roles the same and just tweaking some instructions for now and see how this plays out. It was probably a bad time to try a new tactic just before playing Chelsea in the Champions League. However, we did beat Manchester United in the next game 1-0. And then we defeated Arsenal with a 2-1 victory, so maybe this tactic is much better for us going off of these last results. Just maybe not the Champions League, because that is a tonkin. In December, we seemed to get used to the new system, and who benefited the most? It was Samu. We seem to be more compact in the midfield, now winning the ball further up the pitch, getting the ball to him quicker and using his pace and strength to bully defenders. And we played Liverpool twice during this month, beating them at Anfield 3-2, before pumping them 3-1 2 games later at home, both in the league, with Samu Omarodion scoring a fantastic goal to open the scoreline, an unbelievable finish with his left, which shockingly is actually his weak foot too. We took losses to Spurs and Villa this month while getting a draw at home to City, but this was a solid month for us overall. And unlike last season, there's no runaway leaders at the top. We are just a point behind Spurs, although Newcastle could go top with their game in hand. Champions League looks like we're heading into the playoffs with it though. Samu's start to the season has continued to be insane with 25 goals in just 28 games. Karen seems a little off of me though. She shunned me with a 0 budget this January. And speaking of January, the players out of contract this summer are insane. I've had my eye on Archie Gray for a while, but I can't approach him because of the rule of him being at the same domestic club. Doesn't mean I can't stir the pot a bit though. I can approach Florian Wirtz though. Although he will be asking for big money, which he is, and for high bonuses, I'm going to try and bring that down slightly, and if he doesn't cost me a penny on transfer fees, I don't mind paying a little bit extra for bonuses and wages. Obviously though, we aren't the only club that's interested. But he turned down an offer for Bayern Munich and agrees to join the mighty West Ham. Liverpool are the next jokers, coming in to try and buy Samu for £84 million up front. No chance lads, jog on. Took 2 attempts, but we beat Blackpool in the FA Cup in the replay. Samu continues throughout January to score some cracking goals. Honestly, what a player this man is. 2 goals against Leeds and a 3-0 win. We then were held to a 0-0 against Chelsea, where finally we dominated the game against the current champions. A quiet January window for transfers meant we could focus more on the matches, and in the Champions League, despite having 10 men, we were getting the job done beating Bodo Glimt, as well as PSV Eindhoven 2-1. We still finish in the playoffs typically, and we were drawn against Arsenal in that playoff round. And yet, with 2 more league wins against Norwich and West Brom, we can still only reach 3rd place right now and trailing leader Spurs by 4 points. February began with a big away win where once again we dominate the match, giving Bournemouth just 1 shot on target, holding 64% possession and spanking 3 goals past them with ease. Followed by a 4-1 away win to Fulham, and Sammy was on fire once again, getting another hat-trick, scoring the first 2 goals within 6 minutes, and it only took him to the 32nd minute before he's taken the match ball home. 2 more league wins before the playoff match against Arsenal, followed by Tottenham in the league. Before we face the league leaders, it's Arsenal in the Champions League in the first leg of the playoff round, and it did not go to plan as we take a 2-0 loss at the Emirates. The second leg started off exactly how we planned though, with Jarrett Bowen putting us 1-0 up and just 1 goal behind Arsenal. However, what wasn't in the plan was while we were pushing for the second, Arsenal broke down our left-hand side, and Nkape, already on a yellow card, brought the man down and got himself a second yellow, putting us down to just 10 men, which put the pressure on us, and Arsenal equalised on the night and eliminated us from the Champions League. Oh well, I guess it's on to Hansi Flick's Spurs then. However, it wasn't a great start when Spurs split us open and Bentancur scored on the 15th minute, but we fought back immediately, and within 2 minutes, Souček was in to score the equaliser. A while later, just before half-time, we were almost in again, and then Souček picked up the loose ball and confirmed the comeback. It's 2-1. And against the league leaders, we controlled the game so well, and in the second half, Samu scored a 3rd, and we deservedly take all 3 points. And Tottenham scored their only shot on target. And although we've played a game more, we are now top of the Premier League. But we've got some difficult games to come, especially in April. With the ups, the downs come as Brighton knock us out of the FA Cup in the 5th round. So we took our frustration out on Crystal Palace in the league at Selhurst Park 2, beating them 2-0 with goals from Souček in the second half, very late on, Jarrett Bowen. But after a 0-0 draw against Newcastle in a game that we should have won, we dropped to 2nd place, 3 points behind Spurs once again. And we rock into the toughest 3-game run that we could have asked for right now. Starting with a 1-0 away win at the Etihad from a James Ward-Prowse cross met by Samu. Into the game against Manchester United at home, and once again, that man Samu was the star, scoring 2 goals in a 2-0 win. To the Emirates, where you wouldn't believe it, Samu scored again. Unfortunately though, Arsenal had our number and we lost 2-1. Back to winning ways straight after, with Samu scoring 1 of the 2 goals against Southampton. Spurs just kept winning though and opened up a 6-point gap now with just 3 games left. Against Everton, we performed like there was still every chance of us winning this league title, and the driving force is that star man Samu, terrorising the Everton defenders, being absolutely clinical and putting away yet another hat-trick this season. But at the same time as our game, Spurs put themselves 4-2 up in the 89th minute, only for Newcastle to score 3 goals and win the game, preventing Spurs from potentially winning the league there and then. So you're telling me there's a chance? A slim chance, but a chance. Plus, Sammy was destroying this golden boot race. We faced Brighton at the same time as Spurs host Crystal Palace, and we did our job and won the game 3-1. And Palace gave us tingles as they took the lead after 5 minutes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. However, Spurs came back and they won 5-2. So it goes down to the final day. We are away to Brentford with Spurs travelling to Southampton. Unfortunately, down in Southampton, an early mistake let Spurs in and Kulusevski gave Tottenham the lead. However, with the score still 0-0 at Brentford, Southampton pushed and found a goal out of a mistake for themselves. And in the meantime, we took the lead at Brentford, so just another couple of goal swings and we could be champions. But Spurs were on a mission and have been fantastic all season, Maddison included, and he was the man to put Spurs back in front. And in the second half, the league title was signed and sealed as a Tottenham Hotspur win when Redondo made it 3-1. We still got our job done though, and Sammy picked up one more goal for the season to end on a high. We were so close this time, and it was kind of refreshing to see a different team in the title race, but with 1 season left of my time at West Ham, can we go one better? And by the way, Samu, 35 goals in just the league alone. Incredible. Let's hope the Beast will be back in a West Ham shirt again next season.